Green side give y'all niggas a rope. Y'all niggas want to become a cowboy. Howly do. Morning message. Good morning, boys and girls. Y'all niggas is lost. The bitches is lost. Everybody lost. Green side not gonna let y'all take them down like that, man. uh I'm not gonna try to bring y'all down. No, y'all trying to bring me down. Hell no, bro. Once you show me who your true colors is, I'm done. No time for games, playing around, or none of that, bro. What's your life like? Cause mine is real. What's your life like? Cause mine is real. See, I know who real and who's fake on this internet shit. I know who's real and fake on this shit, bro. Niggas, niggas ain't. Come on, bro. You serious? The more you came at me on this YouTube shit, the more pussy I look at you. So if you ever came at me like the most, you the most softest one. Yo, Artie, give Cuba the softest YouTuber. Whoever come at me, you see, Dice came at me, but it was a thin line between that. You understand what I'm saying? But he came at me. I changed him to be a better man. He don't even know that. Yeah. I made Artie, Cuba, Big Dice, uh, 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 DMW Shots, Hack McCoy. Who else? I changed their lives and they don't even know it. Let me see. Who else? Who else? Who else? I changed their lives, brought them closer to the Lord. That was my journey. That was my journey. That was my journey. I'm not putting into your life to argue, going back and forth on the internet, y'all. Mm-mm. I come up here so people could better themselves. I want good for people, y'all. But I don't like the slander. I don't like slander, man. I don't like people putting each other down. But Cuba, he's not soft. I met him in real life. He's actually one of the coolest people you can ever meet. But I know sometimes the algorithm could take over the mindset. You understand what I'm saying? But I always wanted good for people. You understand what I'm saying? I want good for people, bro. Wow, Big Dice, who else? There's a lot of people that I've seen on here that sometimes y'all let the YouTube, the people, the crowd get in the way. And it's not necessarily y'all bad people, y'all. But I seen the changes in y'all. because of this YouTube shit. A lot of y'all figured it out now, but back then it was very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. Nah, that was crazy. Nigga dad gave Roski the softest YouTuber. That was crazy. That was crazy. But all those individuals that I mentioned, um, I feel like us coming at each other in a certain way has made us evolve as people. See, I see the spiritual attacks. I see the demonic attacks against my people. That's why I don't fault them. That's why I don't fault people for being dumb. When Cuba was coming at me, a lot on the internet, he's right there. I got a bite. Come on, that's easy, my nigga. You know how I play, bro. Easy. But at the end of the day, you have to know who's the enemy and who's not the enemy, yo. You understand what I'm saying? I knew Cuba wasn't my enemy. I knew Big Dice wasn't my enemy. I knew Hank McCoy was my enemy. I knew DMW Shots wasn't my enemy. We just all got caught up in the web, yo. We just got caught up in the matrix, yo. But I never get mad at people because I said a lot of individuals don't really know me like that. Even if you might have met me one or two times in real life, you know, you might love me and stuff like that. I'm not a bad dude, man. I don't come here to try to be the most gangsters. You know, I try to like laugh, smile. You go through too much and stuff like that. But I just been dealing with a lot of things, y'all. A lot of things, real shit, real things that's like trying to hold me back in life. The ladies ain't treating me right. Baby mother tripping again. Just so much shit, bro. But I would never crash out on individuals on YouTube unless I have to defend myself. Because once you give up, that's it. The devil has control of you. He said, how do you protect the word? How do you protect and stand by something so strong in your beliefs? He said, by protecting his mind. He said, if somebody he said if somebody big, right? Somebody big trying to get you and you hold their head down, their whole body will go with you putting their head down. Their whole body will follow after that. So that's what the enemy does. The enemy tries to get into your head. But a lot of y'all be going arguing with each other all day, and that's when it becomes low vibration. See, when individuals came at me, yeah, I might have said something back, but I never disrespected anybody's father. I never disrespected anybody's mother, and I sure damn ain't never disrespect nobody kids, y'all. I never did that. So even the gladiators that I went against, they was like, "Yo, Greenshaw, we good, bro." Because, you know, we want you to get right, get your numbers up, and stuff like that. Stay in the algorithm. But at the end of the day, I respect your middle. I respect your Miller. You understand what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I respect your Miller, bro. Cause you ain't violate. You ain't disrespect. You ain't get it out of hand. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta respect that. And me, I just been really focused on myself right now. Been dealing with a lot. Life has been really lifing, y'all. Lost my grandmother, and I feel like people treated me better. You understand what I'm saying? Before she was gone, she was my protector. The Lord has protected me now, but and she is as well. But what I'm saying is, when you go through so much in life, you see the spiritual attacks towards your people that try to create you to be the enemy. Which is crazy, bro. I just don't got time for kid games. And I'm not even talking about on the internet. I think everybody on the internet, at the end of the day, we still here. We still breathing. And we, if you got to come at me to express yourself in any type of way or keep living or use me, so you could keep living. At the end of the day, I can't be mad at people. Even Big Dice said it. He said, I can't be mad with Green Ashe on his platform. It's his platform. I gave Dice peace. I gave Cuba peace. I gave Black to the P peace. I gave everybody peace. Everybody that came at me, I didn't really come at them, y'all. Because in reality, I know these people are not my real enemies. You understand what I'm saying? If anything, we come together, we probably take over mankind. It said in the Bible, it says it takes two people to create a village, y'all. It only takes two. But the age that I am and the experiences that I have been experiencing in life that just pushed me to the point where I'm tired, exhausted, and drained. But I have real enemies in real life, yo. I got people trying to take my head off, yo. My life is real, yo. I got black SUVs following me, government following me. Because when I was younger, I used to watch this show. And this show, they'll bring your thinking, like your imagination, whatever's your creation, they'll bring it to life. So me, I was like a mad scientist growing up. Very intelligent, y'all. Very, very intelligent, y'all. But I created something that was so dangerous, but so amusing at the same time, y'all. I have created a hot volcano. Now, when you're in school, they teach you how to make a volcano. You get the Mentos. You understand what I'm saying? You get the bottle. Yeah, and what that's gonna do is it's gonna create it's gonna make the volcano erupt, y'all. It's gonna make the volcano erupt, y'all. Oh, not Black. Nah, me and Black never went knife to knife. Only we went gladiators together, knife to knife. Or when we was rapping against each other. Now a lot of people was like, yo, Black, you want a rematch? I said, damn, you want a rematch? You going against my 30 years of experience. You going against my 30 years of experience, bro. But I like individuals up here. Because at the end of the day, they've been here for a little while. We are considered legends, y'all. Who I consider a legend on this YouTube shit? Hank McCoy, Black to the P, Cuba, Artist, Big Dice, Chase Milano, Big Trays, Tizute, Mac Back. Who else? Who else is like a little legend on this shit? Uh, who else is like a little legend on this shit? Dog Soldier, Net Stars. Who else is like a little legend on this shit? I said DMW, King Krago. Who else is like a legend on this? Let me see who else is a legend like on this shit. It's been so long, y'all. Life has been life, but if I ain't miss you, I ain't dish you. But I think many individuals that been up here, whether they slandering, putting people down, or whatever, at the end of the day, they make you better people because it does teach you. It does, excuse me. It does teaches you to have tough skin, yo. That's what it does. That's the whole objective, to teach you to have tough skin. And at the end of the day, when those sometimes not all of those individuals came at me, but I'm saying when they did, it was not hate in their heart. Like when Cuba used to come at me, uh, Big Dice, Artie, just a few individuals that came at me, I didn't really look at them like the enemy because I knew where their heart were. I knew where their hearts were. But they tell me, the heart can misguide you as well. But I'm a good choice of character. And I said, yes, maybe these individuals might have said something, but they didn't disrespect my kids. They didn't disrespect my mom. They didn't disrespect my lost ones. And that's one thing when two gladiators come together respectfully and don't try to destroy each other. To me, I look at it like you have resources, I got resources. Let's put them together and let's create magic, y'all. Remember when Cassidy and Murder Mook was going knife to knife? And Cassidy was like, yo, I want 500K. And then Murder Mook and Cassidy made a song together, y'all. And that shit went viral. Same thing I'm telling y'all. Individuals come up here and might have speaking upon me, but never disrespected my kids, my family, my lost ones. I gotta be on somewhere. Maybe if we put our resources together, we could take over mankind. We could take over mankind. I don't play. I do not play, bro. I've been on a different theme. I'm not playing with people. I'm not letting nobody get over. Not letting nobody talk shit. I am on some different shit, bro. I don't. I just want to be left alone, bro. The more older you get, you just deal with this, that, the third. Just so much shit. You understand what I'm saying? It's just too much. In life, I've been dealing with so much. That greenhouse just try to find peace, bro. If it ain't bringing me peace, then it's peace. If it ain't bringing me peace, y'all, it's peace. But God bless everybody on Facebook. I mean Facebook. God bless y'all, man. God bless everybody on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all the social media platforms. May the Lord bless y'all platforms and stuff like that. I just been trying to be a changed person, y'all. When I first got up here, I came up here from the streets. So it's very difficult to hear individuals speak upon my name. Because I just came straight from the streets and stuff like that. But when I started YouTube, the reason for my starting the YouTube was to educate, elevate, make people be the best version of themselves. That was my goal. You understand what I'm saying? Just going through a lot, y'all. Lately, I don't want to be invited. Lately, I just want to be by myself. They don't know what people go through, man. Y'all just be coming at a person. And I said, you could be there for people that talk down on you, put you down. That's why lately I've just been by myself. I just took care of the kids. Baby mother came at me strong. I'm just tired of everything, bro. I'm tired of people disrespecting me. I'm tired of people not appreciating me. But at the end of the day, sometimes I just separate with love. Some people they just, oh, you a deadbeat. Oh, you this, you that. Don't let individuals control your mind, man. The mind is a terrible thing to waste. That's not what the enemy does. If you having a fight and you doing karate or something like that, and you grab their head, you throw their whole body away. That's what the enemy does. He gets into your head and tries to attack you mentally. Because once he gets you through here, now the mind, the body, and the soul follows. So he has control of your life. And I gave too much love. And I gave too much power to people because my choice and reasoning for creating this platform was to educate, uplift. So my real reason for making this really wasn't for the benefits of myself. And that's how I move in life. I try to like help others before myself. And I don't want to be around anything negative. You understand what I'm saying? You can have my kid, you can have uh, anything that's so important to me, but trying to use it as a chess pawn against me and stuff like that. But when you need me, I'm there. I'm like a JR. But let you call it. And real niggas that knew me back in the days, they know how much pain and suffering that I dealt with. The pain and suffering that I have dealt with, y'all, for my kid. But people just make it seem like, you ain't taking care of yours and stuff like that. I'm just tired of like being nice. I'm tired of this. You just get tired, bro. You just get tired. Uh, Jesus Christ. Jesus. I just want to be alone, y'all. I give my whole life to everybody, bro. And when you finally see how people truly feel about you, some people just deal with you. Sometimes you get that last straw. And I'm strong enough to deal with it. Because I know kids get older and stuff like that. But it's been too much time distance. And it's not as easy. Like when you trying to be on a different day and you believe in God, you focus, you righteous and stuff like that. And someone that you always will love forever for the rest of your life get mad because you speak about the Lord or just always negative. That'll put you down. And I'd rather choose peace. You understand what I'm saying? I could show my daughter forever. She don't bother me. It's you. The person that I always loved, always will love. And I get treated like shit. This is why I be breaking laptops and stuff like that. Like, y'all don't be understanding. But at the end of the day, I have my last straw with people. My life is real, y'all. I don't have time for games. I don't got time for people to be putting me down and stuff like that. I don't have time for people to give me negative energy when I'm trying to better myself, when I'm trying to better my position, when I'm trying to better my mentality, yo. Sometimes I wake up, excuse me, yo. We're here as messengers. You know, Jesus is beyond that, beyond the prophet. But we're here as messengers, yo. And we're here to help people. In my whole life, I always help people, and I don't regret it. I don't regret 1 second of it. I still catch myself at times helping someone else before myself, giving my all to people instead of, doing that for myself. And I see where it left me in the long run. It left me out in the corner, staring at the wall. But it makes you stronger. And I have to realize that I say, everything that I'm going through is God's purpose. You got to go through it in order to get to it, yo. And I know there's somewhere deep down in what I'm saying there's something good on it. There's positivity coming from this. But it's not that. It's like, you remember David, right? David took out Goliath and stuff like that. He was a giant, you know. He take down giants. And that's how I am. I'm like a person that I'll take down giants, but I have compassion and mercy for them as well. The same way compassion and mercy that Goliath had towards this David. He didn't go into combat with David right away. He took it as an insult. He said, I'm not going to fight a child. He's a baby. And stuff like that. But Goliath, any animal, any. All right. Y'all know Frankenstein, right? Frankenstein. He's in the village, and Frankenstein has a heart like Michael Jackson does. He has a great heart, y'all. He got Kevin's heart. But Frankenstein is very intimidating. You understand what I'm saying? Frankenstein, when he comes around, he intimidates people. He scares people. People run away from him. But his heart is genuine. You understand what I'm saying? The woman tried to dance with David. No, no, not with David, with Frankenstein. She tried to dance with Frankenstein. And Frankenstein said, I don't dance. Frankenstein said, I don't dance. You understand what I'm saying? And then there was this lady that she was like a scientist. She was a scientist. And what she did was she helped Frankenstein because Frankenstein, was at a certain age and stuff like that. But it was very interesting to her. To her, it was very interesting. You understand what I'm saying? She kind of had a thing for Frankenstein. So Frankenstein made a move, but Frankenstein doesn't know how to flirt. He doesn't know how to be genuine, be kind, and stuff like that. But he's not being mean. He just don't. He hasn't been trained to be a gentleman yet. You understand what I'm saying? Oh my God, Jesus Christ! I can't concentrate. Jesus. I'll just be needing my own shit in space, yo. I can't be dealing with certain shit, bro. Like, I don't have the mentality, patience. Like, I hate when people be pushing me to this shit, pushing me to this level. Because I'm capable of doing anything. I'm capable of doing anything, yo. I just want to be alone. No more picking up my phone. Rather be on the road. Always calling up my phone. Girl, I'd rather be on the road. I just want to be alone. I ain't picking up my phone. I just like, you get tired, bro. As you get older, you just get exhausted, drained. And I just don't be liking the feeling. Like, I know I'm strong enough and stuff like that mentally and stuff like that. But sometimes I just hate certain shit, bro. I hate how people act. I hate, things and stuff like that. Oh, God. Jesus, take the wheel. Jesus, please. God. My God, people don't get it. They don't understand. Yo, come on, Jesus. I'm on the thing. I'm on the thing. Jesus Christ. This is gonna continue. I need to leave. I need to be in the mountain where fucking Jesus was, man. Jesus was in the mountains alone, man. He found peace. I just want to get away from everything, bro. Like, I'm tired, bro. That's why lately I just been by myself, bro. Cause I know when I get to this point, I don't really be caring, bro. I don't like doing that because when you don't care, that's a frequency of negative and bad things. So I try not to like let people get me off of my theme and stuff like that. I try not to like react off people's spirit because their spirit, they try to get in, this their spirit try to attack your spirit. You understand what I'm saying? And just by saying Jesus, just saying the word, just saying the name Jesus can have a major positive effect throughout your day. I seen this thing right here. Forgive me, y'all, if my words just you know, I'm too much at the same time. You understand what I'm saying? Too much on my mind, too much thoughts, too much just everything. And it's like you just want to be at peace. You just want to be happy. You just want to smile. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like some people make your life easy, but some people make your life hard. And I just rather be around people that make my life a little bit more easier. Cause I dealt with too much as a person. I've been through too much, and I'm good. I'm still in a good space because I know that's just a peace thing that the Lord has given me. No matter what I go through, I still try to find peace, smile, laugh. It's the most difficult thing to do when you're going through trials and tribulations. It's the most difficult thing to do. But I think why I get emotional is not because of how people treat me. I get emotional because I get attached too fast. I have high expectations towards people. So when they let me down, it's just hard. That's when I get sick. And lately I've been under the weather. I've been coughing up a lot of phlegm, unwanted thoughts, baby mother tripping, lost my grandmother, slander, disrespect, talking down, talking behind. It all has an effect. It all hurts. Just because I don't say nothing, it all hurts, y'all. But me, like I said, I'm going to be a little more selfish. I'm going to stay a little bit more focused on myself. You understand what I'm saying? I don't have the patience. I don't have the time. And I'm emotionally damaged. But I still have peace inside. So what I say, you know what? there's there's a good reason for all of this. All of this chaos. It feels like a hurricane. And I'm in the middle of the tornado. You understand what I'm saying? I know I'm grounded. You understand what I'm saying? I know I got Jesus shoes on. I'm not going nowhere. I got Jesus shoes on. I'll give you a hug out of solidarity. I got a heart like David did. So my heart, I can't change that. That's like my gangster. My everybody has like their own gangster, like their own G. Some people capital G's, some people lowercase G, but that doesn't take away that you're a G. So my G was just like, cause I did that when people came at me before. I exposed them. I crashed out and stuff like that. So I've been trying this new thing where I just try to feed them love. You understand what I'm saying? Have compassion, have mercy, have understanding and forgiveness. And somebody asked me the other day, they say, "Yo, Green, do you fail in that area? Do you fail in the area of forgiveness?" And I said, honestly, I think I'm just starting to really not forgive. Like before, I forgave my whole life. And sometimes I just be like so upset because I be there for people. You know, I'm there first thing, shirt off my back, half of my sandwich. Sometimes just my body. That's all you had to offer. See, when somebody love you when you down and you ain't really got it all, that's love, y'all. But love is persuasive. Love is scary. Love is amazing. There's so much things that come on that category under love. But it'll take a lot out of you, bro. It'll take a lot. But that's why I separated the love and I just wanted to be a parent. But if I have to still deal with the same things from the parent, like this, like I'm still in the relationship, when I'm not, now I'm like knowing I'm not, I choose peace before anything, yo. If God and Jesus, Jehovah, Yahshua doesn't tell me to like do the right thing, then that means I might be going against God's work if I do involve myself. So I try to do everything good in the Lord's eyes. So now I just been really like focused on myself. I haven't been pointing the finger, and I think that's one thing. That's where my forgiveness comes from. Is where I don't be pointing the finger. I don't be saying, "Oh, is this person for it? Oh, is that person for it?" I don't even speak bad upon people, not even about my BM, because that's when it comes negative, low vibration. When you go through so much in life, bro, I don't got time for like games, bro. My life is real, bro. What's your life like? Cause mine's is real. Sign and seal. You already could sign the deal. What? I'm not gonna be feeling this way because of others. You understand what I'm saying? I shouldn't be feeling this way because of other people. You understand what I'm saying? I'm trying to take it easy, relax, do what I need to do as a content creator, create content, create some type of substance, and things that keep a person going in life. It's not an easy path, being on the Lord's path, but it's sure worth it. We're sure worth it, y'all. See, when you know better, you show better. God protect babies and fools. But once you have knowledge, it doesn't protect you. You got to go through it because you know better. And I think we all have a level of knowing, even as the lost sheep. We have a knowledge of understanding. But who am I to judge that lost sheep? Is it not to say that that little sheep was not as important as all the other ones? Where David came back to make sure that the lost sheep was guided. David came back for that little sheep. He could have lost so many other sheep just paying attention to that one little sheep. So I never judge people because I know sometimes we get lost in our mind. We get lost in our thoughts. Not every thought that you have is your thought. Not every thought that you have. Doom, you can't be going live when I'm going live, Doom. Doom TV. We had a conversation about this about when I first started to YouTube. We don't do that. And the live and started like in an hour. Mm-hmm. Started in about like an hour. Yeah, we don't do that. You know that, Brody. But when you're the chosen one, the Lord sometimes separates you. Sometimes not being invited is a good thing. But I'm alright though. Sometimes you gotta understand the message between things. Sometimes you gotta understand the message. You understand what I'm saying? There's always a message in everything. You just gotta be able to figure it out. But it's not selfish to focus on yourself, especially when you gave the universe, the people, all your all. It ain't selfish to make sure you good. I've been alright though. My life has been turning around for the better, but the spiritual attacks is getting more more powerful, and I'm a more powerful individual myself. But with my belief with Jesus, I know Jesus got me. But sometimes it just is overwhelming. But I can't let how people treat me dic- dictate my heart. My heart is delicate, bro. I'm a gangster, but my heart is very delicate, bro. I get attached too fast. You understand what I'm saying? And when you deal with real things in real life, you just want peace. That's why I came to you too. Because I said the real people in like the universe, they don't show no emotions. I can't be a million places at the same time and try to help everyone. But on this platform, I can help. Hopefully, there's somebody out there who's actually receiving this message, who might just be going through the same thing, if not, maybe worse. If not, maybe worse, y'all. So I'm not here to judge people, y'all. I'm not here to point the finger. I'm not here to be nobody's enemy, y'all. What I'm here to do is to educate. What I'm here to do is to motivate people to keep pushing, to keep striving, to keep going in life. It's difficult, bro. And like I said, I don't mind it because I know I'm strong enough to handle this. This is nothing to me. Only when I really lose somebody, like family or friends, if they pass or something like that, that's the only thing that really truly affect me. I'm strong enough. I got the tough skin that the Dread was talking about. I got my gladiator suit on. You understand what I'm saying? I got my tough skin and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we're human, yo. At the end of the day, we're human, yo. But if you want better, you just try to be better. And then now that I said that, now I'm more powerful than ever. Just because what I put into the universe. If I would have said, oh, it's feeling thing, that's done, woo woo. In the beginning, that's why I got emotional. But then I stood tall. I fly high like an eagle. When I start throwing these words out there, now I'm putting positivity but strength into the universe. And that's when you become, you know, it could be a little dangerous when you're smiling during tough times, during trials, tribulations, and stuff like that. But you'll be more powerful than others because nobody really do that. But some people do. They celebrate the funeral. They what they do, it's not a party, but they do like a little celebration instead of it being like a sad thing and stuff like that. And I remember going to church, and when I went to the church, They was drinking wine and stuff like that. Not every church. This was I think this was a Catholic church. But when you go to the church, you just go to the church to build your temple. You understand what I'm saying? You go to the church to build your temple and stuff like that. That's what you're doing. So you don't go to judge and stuff like that. That's why I got to get back in the church. I left the church, but it was only because I tried to bring an individual who I may consider a little sheep. And him and the pastor, you know, the, he's a pastor himself. But he wanted to pray over someone who was dealing with something. So when I brought that little sheep, he wasn't really a little sheep. He's the pastor himself. He's a Jewish pastor. But but he wanted to pray over the lady that was crying and stuff like that. Now the pastor that owns the church, he didn't allow him to do that because he told me because after my friend felt some type of way, um the pastor empató me dijo que he doesn't even know him, that how he's gonna allow him to pray over somebody and he doesn't know their intentions and stuff like that. And to me, it just rubbed me the wrong way because, and I understand, don't get me wrong, I understand exactly what the pastor's saying, you know? I just met you and stuff like that, and this is my church. And some churches allow that, but then he said that. He said some places they don't. So I took it, I said, when I was speaking to the pastor about it, he had like a guy. It's like a security. But I know when we have faith in God, we don't really need security. But in the churches, remember what they did to the churches? They used to go into the churches and they used to shoot it up. You understand what I'm saying? So this is the reason why some of the churches now may have security or whatever. But they was going based off the energy of the individual that I brought. But the individual that I brought to me was like a lost sheep. So when they didn't have the compassion and mercy and understanding towards him, it made me just separate. But I was still, on my journey with the Lord, still believing in Jesus, still, trying to do the right thing and stuff like that. But certain things you just like, whew. I just been focused on me, y'all, trying to do the right thing, stay more positive and stuff like that. So it's like, if an individual ain't bringing me that, I just gotta stay focused on myself and stuff like that. And that's what I just been doing. I've been staying out the way, trying to do the right thing, be a parent and stuff like that. Um, and just be better. Be better as a person, have more patience and stuff like that. That's all I gotta do. Have more patience and stuff like that for people. Protect my energy, protect my worth, and just keep grinding and grinding and grinding, bro. But it's a smooth day. Any day above ground is a blessed day. But yeah, yo. I just came up here to express. That's what my platform is for people to be able to express themselves instead of, crashing out and losing themselves. And I remember D&W Shots, what he said a long time ago. He said, I, I wouldn't let greenhouse crash out like that. I wouldn't want anything to happen to Green. And me and him haven't spoke for years, y'all. And there's so many good people up here, bro. Cuba, Big Dice, Artie, Tizzle Tay, Hank McCoy, King Crego, Black to the P, Queen's Foot, Behind the Bar, 10 Toes Down. Who else I see good in? Big Trays. Even in Trays, I see good in Trays. Big Trays. He ain't eat for 6 days. Get the can like a rib cage. Been doing this since the 6th grade. I've been paid. You minute maid. I'm getting paid. I'm like a chick. Want you dip? I'm getting laid. I let it spray like pepper spray. You think you the bomb until I detonate. Everything you said in a paragraph, I said in 8. Everything I said was with love. Everything you said was with hate. Couldn't be fake. Couldn't relate. Gotta get this shit in and out of the state. Salute the cosmology bait. You show me how to get it in a positive way. Not hating, just rather acknowledge the great. It's crazy how a person already ate, but then got the chance to look to the side just to look in your plate. Knowing that they belly full, get them smoked like the residue. I got a Beretta crew. I got dogs. You piss me off. I let them loose. I had to get my mind clear before I carried the goose. I'm by myself, but it still feel like I walk with the troops. Greenside by himself will catch him up in the coop. I'm Bob the Builder, you know that I carry the tool. But maybe it's just emotional because I never really focused on myself. I was focused on other people, and I might have thought it was selfish to focus on me. I might have thought it was a bad thing to focus on me. But as the more that I got, self love is very important. Self love is very important, y'all. Self love is very important. And I like my me time. I think, you know who got me chilling by myself? Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart, one time, he was doing like a stand up comedian joint. And he said some me time. When he said me time, I said, wow. Because sometimes we have fun with people, we have good moments, we have good days, but then the next day we regret. We regret it. But you never regret the time spent when you when you spend it alone, because that was the peace that Jesus found. You understand what I'm saying? But life is gonna be life. At the end of the day, it's on your reaction. For every action is a reaction. For every reaction is an equal by opposite. You say ha, I say ba. You understand what I'm saying? But I love everybody, bro. Jesus love everybody. No matter what sin, no matter who you are, your character. That's how my heart is. I can't change my heart. I don't want to be evil. I don't want to be wicked. I don't want to be demonic. I'd rather be righteous. I'd rather be loved. I'd rather do the right thing. And still difficult because fighting with the flesh and stuff like that in battle with the flesh, because the flesh seeks revenge, yo. That's what the flesh does. But I'm glad I was able to express myself. I feel 1,000 times better right now that I was able to, let off a bit of steam. We have to know how to release this tension. We have to know how to release this tension, y'all. It's just everything I be trying to do, I'll be feeling attacked. Because the more that you like on the theme and stuff like that, you're on your path, is the more spiritual attacks. So that's why I just mentioned in the name Jesus, you can see how the vibration and the volume lowers down a bit from chaos to peace. Just by mentioning his name. Because when you call, he listens. You don't need a chat GPT. You don't need a meta. You don't need that. God is your AI. You understand what I'm saying? You create him to who you want. He has his own life. A lot of people ask, "Do you fear God?" 6ix9ine said he fears God. He's the God-fearing man and stuff like that. And I said, the size of God. Yes, it could be intimidating, but I don't think someone who really truly is designed to love and care for me wants me to be afraid. I respect them out of respect. I wouldn't want to fear them. They have the power to put fear in my heart. God has that power. He's he's he has the capability of anything. But like I said, I don't think that's his intentions to go around like Frankenstein. Even though Frankenstein's heart was good, but Frankenstein scared a lot of people. But he had a good heart. And God, a lot of people is intimidated. But is you fear that you go to hell? Or do you fear that you're not you're not practicing his commandments? You understand what I'm saying? I feel 1,000 times better. I feel 1,000 times lighter. Sometimes you just gotta be able to express yourself. Because if you hold it too much in, see, now that I was able to release, I feel a bit better. Now that I was able to release a bit, I feel a bit better. So find ways to release that tension. Don't always think everyone is your enemy. Some people actually want good for you. Some people just want good for you, man. That's what it's about. The good people. But it's okay to focus on you. It's not a bad thing. I want to salute all content creators. Because as a content creator, it's difficult too. It's difficult to have something to talk about all the time. Get people to stay with you, to rock with you, and stuff like that. Sometimes it get a little difficult. But things get better in the long run. This is when faith comes into play. But you cannot go reacting off other people's. What other people eat don't make you shit. You understand what I'm saying? So I just been protecting my peace, working on myself. I gotta get big. Yeah, I feel a little bit skinny and stuff like that. I still got my weight and stuff like that, but I want to be 1,000 times better. And I think as individuals, as people, we could all be a bit better. You understand what I'm saying? As people, we could be all a bit better. You understand what I'm saying? And it's okay to express yourself. It's okay to cry. It's okay to talk about it. It's okay to communicate. Reach out if anybody has similar problems or just things that they've been dealing with and stuff like that. And you need just somebody to talk to, cope with, or anything like that. That's what my platform is for. Take advantage of that. Don't look at this and try to just uh, uh, gather up all my information. These platforms are here to help us. Don't worry about the judgment of the individuals. Don't worry about the confirmation from the individuals. Confirmation comes from the Lord, and that's just been my path. That was always my path, but now I'm actually doing good things. Not perfect, but sometimes I want to be. I want to be. Because when you do things for God, Jesus, you do things right. When I had to get baptized in Brooklyn, I had to be there at a certain time, yo. About six, I don't want to lie to you, probably like 8, 9, 10. But I was the first one to show up at the church to get baptized. I wasn't perfect. Nowhere near it, y'all. I wasn't perfect. But what kept me going was that I was there. I showed up and showed out. Got baptized 8, 9 in the morning. I'm all the way in the BX. So I had to make my way, take dollar vans and stuff like that. But when it comes for the Lord, I made it perfect. You understand what I'm saying? It's like this right here. You see my Bible? See my Bible? You see how it has this? This I put on myself. See the tape? But you see how perfect it looked? Man, you understand what I'm saying? I put that. But when it's for God, you just try to be a little bit more better. You understand what I'm saying? You try to just do things a little bit more, right. Because if Jesus forgave himself for you, God made man, like, we know how much we owe. You understand what I'm saying? But not everybody has that, and I can't be mad at it. But I know I can't be in a relationship with someone who doesn't really put God first. If an individual gets upset because you speak about God, then that's just giving me a sign to stay away. Not that you're a bad person, but you might be an atheist. You might be trying to go against my spirit, and it's just my belief that keeps me going. Religion has become division. We can't hate each other for our beliefs. That's wrong. This is what keeps us going as people, our faith, our hope. And I don't mean to be defensive because sometimes speaking about hope in such a rough time can be offensive. But I don't have malice in my heart. I don't have, that's not my intentions. My intentions is to be great, try to do the right thing, elevate, and things like that. Protect myself, protect my energy, try to do the right thing, try to better my position. That's what it's about. But I've been getting it right. I just been letting people throw me off a little bit. That's my fault. I'm usually stronger than that, 10 steps ahead. But I was with my daughter, and you start to find that love again. You understand what I'm saying? You start to find that love again, and you don't feed them negativity how they feed you. You feed them positivity. But I'm out of here, y'all. Y'all stay blessed, stay righteous, stay healthy. And remember to always do the right thing, y'all. God bless all content creators. God bless everybody. Stay blessed, stay focused. People watching, the supporters, you know,